Hi folks, welcome to Gathering Energy Yoga's Slow Flow. Today all you'll need is yourself and your mat. Find a comfortable seat and we'll get started. Hi folks, welcome to your Slow Flow yoga practice with me, Graham, from Gathering Energy Yoga. Don't forget to subscribe below for updates and new videos weekly. Let's get started. So we're going to start today's practice in a nice comfortable seated position. That could be full lotus, half lotus, or just sitting cross-legged. If you need to, grab a cushion just for a little bit of comfort. If it feels safe to do so, or comfortable for you, just close your eyes, bringing the chin just slightly down towards the chest. We're just going to take a few moments at the beginning of the practice just to focus on the breath. It's in these moments before any yoga practice where we can tune into our body, how we're feeling today, our mindset. It's in these moments that we really start to understand or tap into the feelings of our own body. So as we watch the subtle rise and fall of the belly, chest and collarbone, tuning into the inhalation and exhalation, drawing our attention throughout the body, letting go of any tension you might be holding through the forehead, eyebrows, jaw. As you breathe in, bring your awareness to those parts. And as you breathe out, let the tension go. Maybe moving down through the shoulders to the elbows, fingers and hands. Bringing the attention down the front or the back of the body, all the way down to the pelvis and the seat or your sit bones. Bringing the attention into the hips, knees, ankles. There's no right or wrong way to feel when you come to the yoga mat. But it's important just to take a few moments before you move to really tune into you. Becoming aware of where you're holding onto tension, stress, maybe anxiety. Also tapping into where you feel good, comfortable, where you might wish to move. Bring that awareness with you as we go through our practice. And keeping our eyes closed, maybe we could move the chin closer towards the chest. Feeling a little bit of a pull across the back of the neck between the shoulder blades close to the spine. Again, don't lose the rhythm of your breath. Don't allow the shoulders to rise up. We're going to take the left ear towards the left shoulder. Maybe feeling a little bit of lengthening down the right, towards the collarbone and the right shoulder blade. Holding here. We're going to come back to center, breathing in. Taking the right ear over to the right shoulder. Again, maybe feeling some length or lengthening down the left towards the collarbone and the left shoulder. This time we're going to let the chin come back through center towards the chest, moving the left ear to the left shoulder. Breathing out, chin comes through towards the chest, over to the right shoulder. Breathing out through center over to the left. Breathing in this time, maybe taking the head backwards, round towards the right. Breathing out through center over to the left. Try to allow the movement to come from the neck. Don't move too quick or too slow. Find the rhythm that allows you to use an inhalation and an exhalation to move through the front or through the back of the body. Be aware of any crunchy bits, any areas that are a bit more difficult to pass. Don't go past any quicker, but don't linger there either. Just try and keep it as a fluid motion. Also trying to make sure your shoulders aren't rising up as you go backwards or forwards. Hopefully this should feel good. We're going to stop as the chin comes back towards the chest at the center. Going to take it in the opposite direction, right ear, right shoulder. Flowing through the back of the neck towards the left. Down through the front. Again, linking this into your breath. Maybe breathing in as you go backwards. Breathing out as you come through the front. Again, as you come back through to the front and the chin comes towards the center, just holding here. Breathing in, lifting the head, opening your eyes, bringing your attention back into the room. Okay, so leaning backward slightly, take the hands behind, tuck the tailbone up, take the feet out in front. We're just going to windshield wiper side to side. So taking the knees over to one side, over to the other. Just allow some movement, internal and external rotation of the hips, side to side. Again, you could link it in with your breath with movement. Side to side, maybe hanging out on one side if it feels good to do so. Moving to the other side. Breathing here. Okay, from here we're going to come onto all fours. So taking yourself to tabletop. We're going to do a couple or a few cat-cow movements. Your feet can be flat or your toes can be flexed. Do what feels good for you. I like to flex through the toes, giving a stretch down to the back of the soles of the legs. Wrists are roughly underneath shoulders, knees about as wide as your hips. Remember, everyone's different, so where you can find that you can hold yourself comfortably. From here, we're going to move into cat first. So push down into the hands, tuck the chin in towards the chest, tuck the tailbone in towards the body, pulling the stomach up, pushing the spine away. We're protracting through the shoulder blades, pushing the hands down into the ground, pulling the shoulder blades apart. Holding here for 2 and 1. As you next breathe in, push the tailbone away, undulate through the spine, release into the shoulders, almost pulling them back together, retracting. Take your eyes towards the horizon. Holding here, maybe a softness in the elbows. Next time you breathe out, pushing down into the floor, tucking the chin in, tucking the tailbone, pushing the spine away for cat. Breathing in, moving into cow pose. You don't need to look any further than the horizon. Breathing out, back into cat. Really feeling the spine push away, space in the shoulders as they round down towards the floor. Breathing in, pushing the tailbone away, undulating through the spine, maybe a softness in the belly, looking towards the horizon. Pushing back down as you breathe out into cat. Breathing in for cow. Breathing out, so link it to your breath, Your breath, your movement. In my morning flows, I'm sometimes breathing out through the mouth, breathing in through the nose. Allows me to fill the body with beautiful oxygen. Equals out my in-breath and my out-breath. You can, of course, if it's in your practice, introduce Ujjayi breath, breathing with sound, breathing in through the mouth, in through the nose, out through the nose. Sometimes described as ocean's breath. A constriction at the back of the throat just to circulate the breath before it leaves the body. But just do what feels good for you. 2 more. 1 more. Coming back to neutral. And we're going to take the hips back towards child's pose. So maybe you could take your feet flat. Toes can touch, toes could be a little bit apart. Do what feels comfortable for you. I'm going to take my bum down towards my heels. Feet are a little bit apart. I'm going to reach my hands forward slightly, just to give me a bit more space as we come up through moon flow. So breathing in, rounding into the back, pull the stomach in. As the weight comes over the wrists, start to breathe out. Drop the pelvis towards the floor. Pull the shoulder blades back. Look towards the horizon. My knees are still on the ground. My legs are soft. Breathing in, pull the stomach in. Push into the hands. Start to move backwards. Breathing out, take yourself down towards child's pose. Maybe taking it a little lower. Breathing in, pull yourself up, rounding through the back. Breathing out as the weight comes over the wrists, back through to upward facing dog. Breathing in, pull yourself back, push into the hands, push the hips down towards the floor as you breathe out. Again, do this in your own breath, so moving with your breath, taking the time for each movement. Moving as slow as feels good for you. Taking the poses as deep as you need to, as deep as feels comfortable. Pull the shoulder blades together as you come to upward facing dog. Open through the chest. Moving into that breath. Making the breath and movement become rhythm. Waking up into the lower back, through the spine, into the shoulders. Maybe as you come to upward facing dog, you push into the front of the feet, lifting the knees. Again, open through the collarbone. Knees touch back down. Pull yourself back towards child's pose. 2 more rounds. Breathing in, pulling up. Breathing out, upward facing dog. Breathing in, back to all fours. Breathing out, down to child's pose. Last one. Breathing in. Breathing out. Breathing in. Breathing out. Taking yourself down to child's pose or your modified version of child's pose. Let the forehead come to the ground. Reach the fingers away. Make this nice and active. Follow your breath. Where does it go as you stretch the hands towards the top of the mat, creating tension maybe through the front of the body, near the armpits down towards the triceps and the biceps. Expansion into the rib cage and the back. We're going to breathe in, take ourselves up to tabletop. So rounding yourself up towards all fours. Thread the needle, bringing your left hand towards the center line of the body, almost creating a tripod with your knees in your front hand. We're going to twist and reach that right hand up to the sky. Holding here, feel the twist in the spine. Feel space between the shoulders and the neck with the hand reaching away. for 2. And 1, we're going to dive that right hand down and under, reaching it out towards the left, down onto that right shoulder, taking the side of the face down. Holding here, or maybe you have some modifications that you add on. I quite like to push my left hand down into the ground, pushing my back towards the right, increasing the twist. Add on what you wish here, or follow me, holding for 5, 4, you and your breath, 3, 2, and 1. Lessening off that pushing of the spine backwards. Walk the left hand back beside your face. Push into that left hand. Reach the right hand up towards the sky, taking that twist. Breathing here for 2. And 1, taking the right hand down to the floor. Maybe moving it towards the center line of the body. Reaching the left hand this time up towards the sky. Feeling that twist in the spine, space between the shoulder blades and the neck. Breathing out, diving that left hand down and under, bringing the left shoulder down onto the floor, left side of the face or head. Pushing into the right hand this time, maybe to push the back towards the left side of the mat, increasing the twist, maybe looking further up towards the ceiling. Add on your modifications here, or just follow me for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lessening off on that pushing force backwards. Bringing the right hand closer to the face. Pushing into that right hand, lift the body up. Twisting that left hand up towards the sky. For 3, 2, and 1. Bringing that hand back towards the floor. Back to all fours. We're going to move to downward facing dog. My favorite way to get there from all fours is to take my hands a little further out in front. Turn into the toes. Hover the knees off the floor in bear pose. Pull the core in. Push down into the toes and the fingers. Nice and strong for 3, 2, 1. Lift the hips high. Roll over on the balls of the feet. Downward facing dog. Maybe pedaling here is the first one of the practice. Up onto the balls of one foot, down into the heel of the other. Bringing your attention here at the same time to your hands. Nice and spread through the fingers. Thumb and forefinger pushing down into the mat. Nice and long through the arms. Maybe let go of the head and the neck. Don't hold any tension there. Look towards your toes or your knees. Long through the spine if you can. Pull the belly button in. Bring your awareness to the back of your legs. So as you pedal here, become aware of any tension, tightness through the calf muscle, back of the knee or the hamstring. Becoming aware of that now will help you through the rest of our practice. Pedaling here for 3, 2, and 1. Holding a nice still downward facing dog. So coming up onto the balls of the feet, pushing down into the toes. Heels move towards the mat. They may or may not touch. Soften into the knees if you wish, pushing the hips a little higher. Pull the belly button in. Nice and long through the spine. Let the head and the neck release, looking towards the toes or your knees. Long through the arms, all the way down to the foundation in your hands for 3, 2, and 1. From here, we're going to step very slowly, bringing our feet towards our hands. Slowly, step by step, softness in the knees, keeping a bend. As you come to the top, take a half lift. So maybe take your hands to your shins, closer to the knees. Breathing in, breathing out, folding forwards. Maybe holding on to the elbows here. We're going to hold here and forward fold for 3, 2, and 1. Place your hands back down into the floor, soften into the knees. We're going to step back to plank, so back with one foot, back with the other foot. Let's drop down through chaturanga, chest comes through to the floor. Push up through the hands, upward facing dog. Maybe come through the knees, push into the toes, downward facing dog. Holding downward facing dog for 3, for 2, and 1. We're going to start with the right side. Reach the right leg out behind, just 3-legged dog. Don't go too high, don't reach it away too far. You'll notice I'm leading with the heel, so I'm pushing away with the heel. Holding into your foundation for 3, 2, 1. Bringing that foot back down to the mat. Opposite side. Left foot reaches away behind, leading with the heel, 3-legged dog. For 3, bringing your awareness to your foundation through the hands and the opposite foot. 2, and 1. Bringing that left foot down. We're going to ripple forwards to plank. You can come down onto your knees if you need to. We're lowering down through chaturanga, pushing up through the hands, upward facing dog. Maybe this time rolling through the toes, hips go high, downward facing dog. You decide, do you still need to pedal or do you want to find some stillness for 5 breaths? 4, 3, 2, and 1. 3-legged dog on the right side, reaching that leg away. This time we pull the right knee in towards the belly and the chest, arching into the back. I'm going to step that right foot towards the top of the mat. Come down into low lunge, Anjaneyasana. From here, lift yourself up onto that right knee. Open through the chest. Try to be nice and tall. We don't need the pelvis to drop forward. Nice and tall here, strong in the foundation of our legs. Pull the shoulder blades together, open through the chest. For 3, 2, 1. As you breathe out, folding over that right foot. Push down into the left hand, push down into the right foot. Let's reach that right hand up to the sky. So twisting low lunge, Parivrtta Anjaneyasana. For 3, 2, 1. Bringing that right hand down to the ground. We're going to lift up off the left knee, stepping this right foot back to plank, lowering down through chaturanga. Push up through the hands, upward facing dog, maybe getting stronger every time. Rolling over on the toes to downward facing dog. For 3, 2, 1. Left side, left leg lifts up. This time left leg pulls in towards the belly and the chest, arching into the back, stepping that left foot down in between your hands. Come down onto the right knee, lifting yourself up to low lunge, Anjaneyasana. Again, hands onto the knees, opening through the chest. Nice and tall, strong in your foundation for 3. Bring the focus to that front left big toe, pushing that down into the ground. 2. And 1. Breathing out, folding over the left foot. This time, push down into the right hand, push down into the left big toe, reaching the left hand up towards the sky. Parivrtta Anjaneyasana, revolved low lunge for 3. 2. Space between the shoulders and the neck. 1. Bringing that left hand down to the floor. Coming up off the right knee. Stepping that left foot back to plank. Squeeze the elbows in, dropping down through chaturanga. Push up through the hands, upward facing dog. Rolling over on the toes. Downward facing dog for 5. 4. 3, 2, and 1. From downward facing dog, we're going to ripple ourselves to plank. So pull in through the stomach, ripple the body forward towards plank. Remember, you can always come down onto your knees. This time we're going to lower the belly all the way to the floor, reaching the toes away. We're going to take the hands forward into Sphinx pose. So arms about as wide as your shoulders, pushing down into the palms of the hands, down into the forearms towards the elbow. Release off through the waist down to your toes. No leg activation here. Pull the belly button in. Pull the shoulder blades together. So feel the shoulder blades retract towards the spine, opening through the front of the body. Pull the belly button in, looking towards the horizon. Feel like you're pulling yourself through the space, holding here with your back strength. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Soften into the belly, release into the back and the shoulders. Let the head drop slightly. Breathing here for 3, for 2, and 1. We're going to go again, pushing down into the palms and the forearms. Feel like you're pulling the arms back towards you, pulling your body through the space. Pull the belly button in. Pull the shoulder blades together towards the spine. Look towards the horizon. Feel the strength coming from your back. Extension of the spine for 3, 2, and 1. Let the elbows come out slightly. Take the chin down to the floor. Breathing here. For 2, and 1. We're going to lift ourselves back to plank, or all fours, I should say. So bring your hands underneath your shoulders. Push yourself up onto your knees. From here, we're going to come towards a seat, bringing ourselves to close the practice. So finding what is a comfortable seated position for you. Half lotus, cross legs, full lotus. Maybe just moving here, find that perfect alignment from the root to the crown of the head. Maybe closing your eyes. Once you find that position, releasing in through the shoulders. Breathing here. We're going to breathe in through the mouth or the nose, nice and deep. Audible sigh out. Two more. Last one. And just giving yourself a few moments here. Taking yourself on that journey through the body. An awareness of your yoga practice. Maybe a different feeling from when you started. Otherwise, you can stay here for as long as you wish, or you could even take yourself down into Shavasana. But from me, thank you for joining me for your practice today. I look forward to seeing you again soon.